This is a vision of Africa as we imagine it to be. But this is the exception, not the rule. Such a pristine sanctuary is rarely found in today's Africa. This is a special oasis where wildlife is isolated, never managed or controlled by man. Here, endangered animals like the wild dog thrive in greater numbers and larger packs than anywhere else in Africa. This place is a window on the past, Africa as it used to be. But where is this rare oasis? It's on an island in Botswana. Large tracts of Kalahari sandveld part the waters of the Okavango Delta to form wooded islands. The largest and most isolated of these lies in the delta's heart, Chief's Island. Traditionally, it was the exclusive hunting ground for the chief of the Batawana tribe, but was seldom hunted because of its remoteness. Today, its 500 square miles make up part of the Moremi Game Reserve. And the only hunting that happens here now is by the predators of the island. Chief's Island is the heart of the Okavango, an echo of Africa as it used to be. The cool twilight hours of dawn and dusk provide the best hunting on Chief's Island, so this is the time when most predators are active. Lions are a major predator on the island, and each lion has its own preference of what and when it hunts. Some are just setting out. Others have been busy all night. Cheetah and wild dog hunt mainly by daylight, so dawn brings the first chance to scout the island for prey. The elephant is one of the few animals that the predators ignore. Antelope and zebra feed in the rich grasslands night and day. They need to stay in the open if they're to catch a glimpse of approaching danger. Shallow floodplains skirt the island, but present no problem to the nimble dogs. It's the deeper channels they must be wary of. Venturing across these can be a one-way journey. The jackal's barks mean that large predators are on the prowl. The grazing animals are tuned to the hunter's moves, so it's a constant effort for predators to surprise them. Heads slung low, the dogs stalk as one, sizing up their chances. The wildebeest have strength in numbers. And can withstand the dog's taunts if they stick together. Perhaps this is just a warm-up. The morning light reveals 3 young lions feeding on an adult Cape buffalo. They also killed the buffalo's calf, but eventually had to abandon it to the hyenas so they could feed on the adult. The arrival of a large male lion brings new problems. Few predators give up the chance of a free meal, and the strong male can easily assert his authority. It took the young lions most of the night to bring down the buffalo. They'll be reluctant to let it go. But it's clear that the male won't share with scavenger or kin. Except for a younger male associate who claims the calf for himself. The young lions are powerless against the mature male. They won't fight him for the carcass, and he won't give them the chance to try. Alone with 2 kills, the younger male is faced with a dilemma. He can't eat both at once, but his instincts won't let either go. The return of the large male scatters the scavengers and puts an end to the game of cat and mouse. The young lions take a chance and return to the kill. Once the males start to eat, they may become more tolerant. So far, so good, but they're still cautious. A 6th lion enters the scene, the mother of the 3 youngsters, easily recognizable by her half-tail. Lions are instinctively protective of their kills, and strength overrules family ties. Their old mother approaches with caution. This is not a pretty picture of family life, but it is typical lion behavior. The young adults won't admit their aging mother until they've eaten enough to satisfy their initial hunger. The conflict has attracted attention. And they're driven off once again. The dominant male cannot eat the whole buffalo, but he needs to assert his authority. He eats first, and when he's satisfied his hunger, the younger lions will be allowed to return. They will wait until the mature male is ready. And until her young are ready, the mother waits too. When she's near them, she remains submissive and cautious. This waiting game may last for hours. But the hyenas will wait the longest. Compared to the lions, the wild dogs are even-tempered and cooperative. They hunt as a group, share their kill, and even take food back to feed their injured. Their success as hunters relies on this cooperation, and hunting in a large pack gives them the strength to overpower animals much bigger than themselves. The dogs stay alert as they travel through the shallows. Crocodiles take many dogs, but the reptile needs deep water to drown them. If the water is deep enough for hippos, then it's definitely deep enough for crocodiles, and the dogs take the long way round. Hippos are fiercely territorial, but sometimes they take their duties a little too far. The Egyptian geese retreat to the scanty protection of some floating foliage. The very large packs of wild dogs found on Chief's Island are a formidable force. They act as individuals and as a pack to outwit and overwhelm their prey. Kudu have sharp hearing, but the dogs stalk in silence. Once they've targeted their prey, they seldom give up. Death comes swiftly when it's dealt by so many blows. Rows of sharp teeth open up the kudu's belly and rip out its vital organs. It happens so quickly that the kudu dies in seconds. The lion's suffocating bite looks cleaner, but may take more than half an hour to have the same effect. The wild dogs gorge themselves. They're also feeding for their puppies back at the den. Once they're full, they return straight to the den. In stark contrast to the hunt, life here is noisy. Yelping puppies eagerly greet the adults and lick their muzzles to encourage regurgitation. The adults find it impossible to resist them. Guardians look after the puppies while the other adults hunt. They also beg for food and get the same response. The puppies soon learn to protect their food from each other. Adults often play. Strong social bonds tie them together. Hooded vultures are a fact of life around the den and live in close association with the dogs. As well as clearing up the scraps and waste, the vultures provide a constant source of amusement and bemusement for the pups. Play fighting at this early age tests their strength and helps set their rank in later life. The dominant female suckles all the young, even if they're not her own. She may suckle as many as 18. The morning is heating up, and the dogs are full. They've eaten well, and may not need to hunt again today. Calm settles on the pack as they drift off in the dappled sun. The hyenas are still waiting, but seem relaxed. At last, the young lions have let their mother onto the kill. Buffalo can weigh up to a ton, so there's enough to feed all the lions, if they let each other feed. It'll be a few hours yet before the hyenas get a look in at the carcass. A pair of cheetahs warm themselves on a termite mound as they scan the floodplains for prey. Red lechwe, a type of swamp antelope, are prolific in the floodplains around the island. But they're easily spooked and can leap quickly through the shallow waters. A higher termite mound provides a better view. The delta and islands are studded with the slowly growing mounds, which provide the only dry ground and cover at the height of the floods. At the moment, the open floodplains seem distinctly lacking in cheetah prey. Northern Botswana is famed for the largest free-ranging herds of African elephant. It's estimated that over 100,000 elephants populate these lands, more than 15% of the whole African population. In the wet season, the elephants roam the surrounding Mopane woodlands. But in the dry season, they move into the delta to take advantage of the lush foraging on the islands. But elephants can be very destructive to their habitat. Some believe that Botswana is already overpopulated by elephants, and the government faces a dilemma. Should they allow controlled hunting or culling in order to protect this pristine habitat? A habitat up to now unregulated by man. The annual floodwaters from the Okavango and fertilizer deposited by huge herds of elephants, buffalo and antelope keep the floodplains fertile. And each year, as the waters recede, a fresh supply of food is revealed. Chacma baboons pick their way through the exposed beds of drained lagoons, collecting the tubers of slowly sinking water lilies to eat. Water lilies pepper the waterways with thousands of pink stars and provide the main source of food for the pygmy goose. This beautiful water bird is tied to the lily-covered backwaters, where it feeds on the seeds of the submerged lily fruit. Water lilies aren't just a source of food. They're a habitat in their own right for jacanas, or more aptly, the lily trotter. Only the males bring up the young, while the females mate and lay eggs with a succession of others. The chicks are mobile from hatching, but are vulnerable on the exposed pads. When they're under threat, the adult exhibits a remarkable defense strategy. Only to deposit the chicks when danger has passed. These lily lagoons are just one of the many unspoiled habitats that make Chief's Island so special and sustain such a wide range of wildlife. Most of the wildlife on the island is dependent on water, so the shores of the major channels are busy with life's essential routines: drinking, feeding, and raising young. Crocodiles are plentiful in the deep channels. They ambush their prey by stealth, approaching an inch at a time until they're ready to strike. Baboons are often targets for crocodiles, so they spend very little time in the water. This one is rooted to the spot. Its troop is unnerved by its behavior. The baboon's leg is held fast in the jaws of a crocodile. But since the floodwaters have subsided, the channel is too shallow to drown the ape. When danger is out of sight, it's often out of mind. The crocodile releases the highly stressed baboon, expecting it to be drowned. And it hasn't escaped without injury. It probably lost a lot of blood in the water and looks like it's in shock. The crocodile moves to deeper water. Baboons are one of the most plentiful mammals on the island, and crocodiles have taken many at this point. The crocodiles are only dangerous while they're lurking in the water. Their relationship with baboons on land is very different. After a warning bark, the baboons continue their daily routine, almost oblivious to the reptile. They seem more concerned with something stalking the other side of the inlet. The injured baboon retreats to the island's woods. The spotted hyena heads in the same direction. Although Chief's Island is now part of the Moremi Game Reserve, its wildlife is not controlled or maintained by man. Wildlife flourishes here as it has always done, giving us a glimpse of an ancient Africa. There's a natural balance between predator and prey, and their instincts are honed to respond to each other's every move. The lions have broken cover to drink, so they give up the chance to surprise the wildebeest. But they wouldn't be in the open if they'd intended to attack. Everywhere the lion pride walks, the prey animals read the signals and assess the risk of danger. Lions seem to miss a lot of opportunities, but they only hunt when they have a reasonable chance of success. These Kudu bulls are as wary of predators as the wildebeest. They see the lions approach and move on. Prey animals escape predators more often than we think. Cheetahs hunt the same ground as lions, but specialize in smaller prey like impala and young lechwe. But this pair has not been successful today. Adult zebra are too large for the small cheetahs, but there may be foals amongst the herd. Often, cheetahs walk boldly up to their prey, relying on their speed to overhaul their victim when the chase begins. Some of the zebras spot the cheetah and watch for signs. The cheetah targets the other end of the herd. But there are no foals here, and an adult is beyond the cheetah's strength. It must look for smaller prey somewhere else. The second cheetah is nervous. Lions have settled down nearby. There's no point hunting when lions are around. They steal the kills of smaller predators, especially cheetahs. Cheetahs are in direct competition with the other predators on the island. But they're at the small end of the scale. Even the wild dogs use their numbers to harass cheetahs. Most lions avoid the strain of hunting in the heat of midday. Instead, they take time to relax. They're not under threat by any predator. Giraffes are very common on the island and use their long necks and short horns to spar. When fighting in earnest, their heads become powerful battering rams, capable of killing an opponent. But mostly they engage in stylized mock fights. Lion cubs seem unaffected by the heat that overpowers their family. Suckling is one of the few activities the adults have energy for. But suckling doesn't keep cubs busy for long. They want to play. In every little snarl and every tiny strike, the cubs are honing their hunting skills. It's hard to believe that one day they'll be wrestling with the backs of buffalo. For now, it's just a little rough and tumble. a shattering Hyphene palm sheds its fruit. This is no earthquake, but the skilled manipulation of a strong trunk. A few elephants become particularly skillful with this operation. Each falling nut is about the size of a cricket ball and just as hard. The nutritious outer husk is highly prized by elephant bulls, and large numbers invade the palm groves each year to shake down the ripening crop. Chief's Island is a piece of the Kalahari sandveld, isolated amidst the Okavango's floodwaters. Although its sandy soil is light and dusty, it actually makes great mud. Elephants love to bathe in the dust and mud, and they turn the shore into an island spa. Their skin is tough but sensitive. Dust helps rid it of parasites, and mud holds moisture to it, cooling the elephants as it dries out. This treatment is a welcome respite from the mid-afternoon sun. It's also good fun. Even big old bulls enjoy the benefits of the spa. But this youngster is not so sure about the soothing qualities of the sticky mud. It prefers to seek the cool shade, only to be found under its mother. The spa's benefits aren't confined to the elephants. Warthogs also enjoy sticky suits of mud. Dust bathing can go right over your head if you're too young to cope with headwinds. And this tiny calf is left out altogether. It's too young to control its trunk properly. It can't wait to get out of the heat and into the shady woodlands. The spa is left open for the smaller animals to enjoy. This sycamore fig tree is also the scene of some health treatments. Some baboons engage in grooming. While other members of the troop are more interested in what's on offer above. Fat, green marulas. Chief's Island is wreathed in fruit trees. They provide a nutritious addition to the baboon's varied diet. The fruit trees also sustain many other animals, like birds and fruit bats. Fruit bats may eat as many as 20 figs a night each. But the benefits of fruit are still unknown to this suckling baby baboon. Baboons benefit from many of the island's habitats: forest, floodplain, and grasslands. But they're always wary of danger and post lookouts to protect their troop. The lookout's barking is triggered by the arrival of a lioness in the grasslands. Different lions hunt at different times of the day. Many will hunt at night, but this female chooses the late afternoon as the heat begins to subside. The baboon seems very bold, but he's not putting himself in any danger. He maintains his distance from the lion and would escape into a tree if she got closer. His alarm calls are reducing her chances of surprising any prey. The object of her intention comes into view: a herd of wildebeest. They've seen her and quickly assess the danger. While she's still, they slowly file on. But she's not alone. The wildebeest are alert, primed by the baboon's calls, and easily escape. Perhaps tonight, when the baboons are asleep, the lion's chances will be better. There's only an hour of daylight left until dusk. With sundown approaching, the wild dogs are getting frisky and eager to hunt. They have a lot of mouths to feed. They greet each other with face licks and rally round the pack. If left undisturbed, wild dogs seldom change dens while rearing young. But something, maybe a lion, has disturbed this pack, and now they must move their puppies to another den. The puppies are very vulnerable in the open, and the changeover has to be quick. Older pups run with the pack, but the younger ones are carried by mouth. Protection of the pups is paramount, and adults regularly stop for stragglers. The cheetah has heard the distress calls of the puppies. It knows better than to approach the pack, but could pick off a straggler. And the smaller puppies do seem to have a problem keeping up. But nothing is that simple for cheetahs. The dogs have spotted it. And the little puppy knows when it's time to run for cover. Wild dogs are one of the fastest land predators and are on the cheetah's tail in no time. But they abandon the chase. Daylight is fading, and they must get the puppies to the new den before dark. The guardian sees they're safely underground and stands over the den's entrance. The puppies are very excited after their excursion, and the guardian will have a hard time keeping them down. Elephants consume vast quantities of vegetation each day and may spend up to 18 hours foraging. In the wooded areas of the island, they can feed on roots, creepers, bark, and leaves. Another dust raker is making use of the cooler evening. The honey badger forages for insects and grubs in the dusty Kalahari sand. A successful kill brings the large pack into the grasslands. The elephants will spend the night foraging in the woods. Wild dogs can strip a carcass in a few minutes and soon devour most of the kill. Hyenas are respectful of the dogs while they're feeding. The dogs are fast and have needle-sharp teeth and will set about the hyenas if they're interrupted. The pack will return to the puppies when the sun goes down, but the hyenas have the whole night to feed. Even so, one of the bolder hyenas can't resist a quick recce. And the dog's tolerance evaporates. Chief's Island has witnessed conflicts like these for thousands of years, as predators pursue prey and compete with each other in an endless game of survival. This is a rich but rare paradise, isolated by the watery wilderness of the Delta. Its fortune lies in this isolation. Let's hope that its recent discovery by tourism does not endanger the beating heart of the Okavango.